In today's video, we're going to go backwards. We're going to go from the goal of you achieving the dollar amount that you want to make in your business, and we're going to work backwards. Reason why I want to do that, and this is a great exercise, so get your pen and paper ready or your pencil, whatever you got. I want you to write this down on paper because I want you to feel it. I want you to internalize it, because part of the process of building something that will work for you and your business is to internalize the process. You have to have a deep down feeling that it can work. And some of the times when I do this exercise with people, they will start to realize themselves that this can work. Because I could tell you all day that do it this way, and then, until you feel like it's going to work, you're not even going to really even take action on it. And that is why you run into all of these problems with the stuff that you try to do. You try to do all these different businesses that you might see on YouTube, on Facebook or TikTok or whatever. All these opportunities. It looks so good. They draw it all out for you. You try to follow the steps. You try to do it, or maybe it's something just doesn't look right. And you just want to have comfort. You just want to make a lot of money. You want to have a lifestyle. You want to be able to move forward in your life. And you buy all of this stuff from these people, and all of a sudden you're just like, it just doesn't work. And that's because they don't tell you what is missing. The first part of everything that you're going to do in your life, no matter what you're trying to do, personal level, business, or whatever, you got to get excited on the inside first. And one of the ways to get excited about the processes that you will have to have in place for your business, because it could be boring, it's technical, you may not even know how to do it, all of that stuff. But you have to figure out a way to make that happen. The best way, like my own advice that I'm giving to you, that I do for myself, is some of the times I'll start with the goal already like it's completed. Like if you want to make $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, or whatever you want to make, start with that goal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work backwards for your business. And this will work for any business. Yes, there will kind of have to be some variations based on what type of business you have. For the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about a business that would just need to have leads, and they would want to call those leads back. So before I get started, my name is Stephen A. Williams. I'm the president and founder of various companies, but for this specific channel, Making Money with Stephen A. Williams, I have been in the marketing business since 1990. I started a print publication with my wife. We had that business all the way up. We still have it, but it's transitioned to digital. But we had printed a publication every week all the way up until this past December in 2023, of December 2023. So that's thousands of publications over the years. And we used to go belly up to business owners, built up a staff of salespeople, built up a staff of customer service, and I know what all those businesses needs were. What all of those businesses had in common was that they did not have a good process in place to bring in customers, to bring in calls. They needed businesses. That's why they went and seeked out companies like mine, because business people are good at what they do. They're normally not good at marketing. And so what I'm going to do, my goal, my mission is to help you get good at marketing. But some of the times there could be all of this stuff out there that looks good, and then when you try to put it into action, it doesn't work. So we're going to put an end to that right now. So I'm going on the assumption that you have the type of business that needs to generate leads, to have people just where you can call and follow up with them, like you're a more aggressive type business. I will make other videos on businesses that want to have people call them that are not that type of aggressive type business, that don't have time to follow back up with leads, even though those types of businesses leave a lot of money on the table. Because once you have those leads in hand, which I'll demonstrate to you in this video, you can do so much with those leads. So the first thing, we have our goal. Let me change the color. We have our goal. Let's just say we want to make $50K per month. 50K per month. First thing you got to do is you got to figure out for, like, if it's just one product, let's just not make this too hard. You got one product and you're selling it, let's just say for $1,000. As a matter of fact, I did a consultation yesterday, and the gentleman that I talked to, his product was $1,000. So this will be easy. I got that right in my memory. So if we're gonna make $50,000 and our product is $1,000, then how many people do we need to make $50,000? We're gonna need to have 50 people, because if you put the 2 zeros on there, you're gonna make the 3 zeros, you're gonna make $50,000 on there. I think that my math is correct on that. So we're gonna need to have 50 customers to make $50,000. So the next thing that will come to your mind, is, how am I gonna get 50 customers? Because I know how people think. You're always thinking ahead. That's why I made this video to go backwards, because if I made it from this direction to go from the start to the finish, you would be off in Never Land. You'd be off in Never Land. So I'm doing this on purpose to make you adjust backwards, because also, as I explain this to you, you will start to see and realize yourself how you can make this work. So whatever amount of money you want to make, you put that there. And then what I want you to do is I want you to make 3 boxes. And just so you know, I used to do this all the time. I would write this on my tablet. I would put this on my tablet because it was something that I was just like, this has to work, because I was seeing it work. But then I would try other stuff and that stuff didn't work, and I would go back and I would see it work. So what I started doing was, instead of going and trying to do other stuff that wasn't working, I would just keep doing this and say, Steve, all you got to do is ramp up what you're doing. So I would just start to put different items within here to be able to make more money on what I was already doing. But to keep it simple, let's just stay with this. So to make $50,000 and your product is $1,000, what you would have to do next is, to make those sales, you need a sales page. Because how will people buy anything from you if they don't know exactly what you had to offer and sell them? So that would be the next logical step before it would even get to that spot there for them to make sales. I mean, for you to be able to make sales, for them to be able to buy from you. Or it could be a consult or appointment page, because you're going to need to talk to the people to make the appointment, explain what you had to offer. Depending on your type of business, you might have to do it that way. But here is the important thing about the sales page. What I need you to understand, because this is what I've done across all of my businesses, and it really does work. It always makes money. Like, there's rarely anything that someone can do that will always make money. And with this formula that I'm going to tell you about, it will make money. So if I ask you this question about you with your business, are you upstanding with your business? Like, do you have people that will say, yes, so whatever your name is, like, do you really do and come through for your clients? Like, do you have people that will say that for you? Can you demonstrate that in videos, or can you demonstrate that with images? How can you demonstrate so in the mind of that individual that is watching, that wants to spend their $1,000, what all information will they need to be able to make that decision? You need to put that on there, and it is not about bragging about you and your business. It's got to be telling them what you're going to be able to do for them with your business, and giving them some information to back up on the logical side, because they're going to make an emotional buying decision, but they're going to have something logical to kind of latch on to say, well, I'm trusting them to do this work because look at that picture that they got, that they've done before for that other family. Like, we had a deck done. I think my wife paid, we paid like $15,000 for it, maybe even more than that. And the person had the pictures. Like, to me, when I saw those pictures, and I was like, they're doing that work. There's no question. Do the work. And then guess what they did? They took a picture of ours. and then they use that to make other sales. So whatever you have up to now, you need to clearly demonstrate that in images, demonstrate that in videos, and then clearly and concisely explain that to your potential customers. And it's going to take some work to get good at that over time. Don't think that you're going to be at that point right away. When you go to school and you learn about stuff, you don't graduate the next day. So don't think that you're going to graduate when you start to learn this type of stuff at the beginning. It's going to take time. But here's the difference though, is once you learn it, it's like you skyrocket. Your income, your money, everything skyrockets because you have the formula in place, and all you have to do is just scale it up. So now the next thing, how are you going to get to talk to the opportunity to even have the opportunity to sell 50 people? So to be able to have the opportunity to sell 50 people, you have to get leads. You have to get leads. If you don't have leads, you're not going to be able to have the opportunity to sell 50 people. So we're going to talk about how to get leads in a second. But what I want to do is tell you something that the other people don't tell you, or they're not clear about how to do this. They're not clear about why this is so important for your business. I believe it's so important that when I figured this out, I started making money when I was asleep. Like people started ordering already today. And within I think 10 minutes apart, I made $1,700, and no one's in my office. It was just people who paid and ordered right away. Just think if you had an extra 2 or 3 sales per day, extra 2 or 3 sales per week, extra 10 sales per week, by just using this formula, it would pay off for you. But here's the thing that they don't tell you, and I think this is why people get lost, is that when you generate leads, you are actually helping people to know, like, and trust you. Remember, no one's going to buy from you. They're not going to spend $1,000 just right away. They're going to want to have some justification. Part of it is emotional, which is when they see what you can do and be like, man, we can have this, like for my example, in my house with that concrete deck with the stamped concrete. You know, you look at that and you get an emotional, well, that's going to be nice, it's going to be sitting out there, the fire pit, all that stuff. But then you got to have that logical piece to hang on to because you got to make sure that these people can really do the work. And that's where this is actually done. I call this the know, like, and trust phase. You want to have this, and this is where you can send out emails, text, to your qualified potential clients. I call that QPC, leads or qualified potential clients. Because no one's going to buy from you until they know, like, and trust. You'll notice that every sale that you made, it was like a click that went off in the person's mind. And then once they make that click, there's nothing that no one in their family, no friend, whoever can make them not buy whatever you're selling. It's like it'll be a click. I've had it happen with me. I've seen it happen with my wife. My wife was like, hey, we gonna get this. We're going to get this. And it was like, okay, there's nothing I can say to not do it other than, well, I just don't agree and we're not gonna spend the money. But you know how, if you're married, you know how your wife can, or even your spouse can say something, you'd be like, we just gotta go through with it. That know, like, and trust phase. And you do that with your emails and your text. And then you can also incorporate with your sales page calls, which is what I do for with both of my companies that we're aggressive with leads. We call people to try to explain what we're doing and see if they want to work with us. So, but what you want to do with these emails, and if you want to, you can incorporate text, but you can do it with emails. And don't believe people who say people don't read their emails, because you know for a fact that you already checked your email probably multiple times today before you even saw my video. So we don't even need to get into that. So with those emails, though, what you have to do is you have to be very careful. You're not going to be there bragging about your business. What you want to do is you want to do more demonstration. Even if it's the same demonstration over and over and over again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the person is trying to decide if they can trust you with their $1,000. So it doesn't matter if you say the same thing over again. Hey, see the work that we've done for our clients. If you're ready, you can give us a call or reply to this email or go to our website and buy from us right away, depending on what business you have. That is all you have to do. If you do that, you're already miles ahead of your competition. If you put something like that in place and you stay consistent with it, you are already miles ahead of your customers. Of your competition, miles ahead of your competition. And you need to do this at least a minimum every 3 days so you can stay top of mind to your qualified potential clients. And you need to send out a daily email blast every day because you don't want them to not remember you when they get hot, bothered, and ready to go ahead and buy whatever they're about to buy. You don't want to have that happen to you. I've seen that happen with companies. I even had it happen to me before I put this into place. Now, because I have this in place, people, when they get ready to buy, they'll be like, I'm going to that company because that company kept sending me emails, and they think that I'm talking to them. In those emails, they think that I'm sitting there typing out an email directly to them. That's how intimate this is because they think that you're sitting there doing that and everything is programmed. It could be a program for a year, months, or whatever. I tell people to do it week to week for your email blast that you're going to go out every day, but I do your emails every 3 days. Do that as far out as you can program. I do mine. It lasts for almost a year now, but I built up to that. So don't start thinking, okay, I got to do this for a whole year. There are ways to duplicate that all the way out easily with these autoresponder services. So that's your know, like, and trust. So now that we understand this, we know that we got leads. It's a know, like, and trust phase. We email them. It makes sense. Okay, it makes sense, Steve. They're going to know, like, and trust me. They're more willing to keep going back, and they're going to see the work that I've done, demonstrate clearly, concise about what I'm selling to them. They go ahead and they're going to make the money. But okay, now how do I get these leads? How do I get qualified potential clients? Well, what I'm here to tell you is that you have to advertise. You can pick your own platform. There's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Google. Depending on the type of business you have, you can advertise. And the reason why you want to do that is because you will be branding your business. That means that you'll be making a name for yourself, but also generating leads. Now, here is my never, which I told to my consulting client yesterday. Never, ever, never. I hope you get the point. Never, ever advertise unless you're generating leads. I don't care what anyone else says. I'm here to tell you that the reason why you might see it done by some of the bigger companies is that they've already done a whole bunch of background work on what they're doing. That's the reason why. You don't have that type of money to do that. And you can see that if you get the leads, if you run your ads, and we're talking about paid ads, and you generate leads, it will allow you to be able to get better with your sales page because you will have more strikes at the bat. If you were just running paid ads and you were sending people over here and they did not buy, what do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand? A whole bunch of clicks sitting in your hand? But if you ran ads, let's do this. If you run ads straight here to the sales page, what do you have in your hands? You have nothing. You have nothing but a whole bunch of clicks. Now, you run ads and you run it to here. And even if no one buys, what do you have in your hand? You have leads. What do you think you can do with those leads? You can call them. And you don't, no pressure. Just say, was there something that was not clear about what we had to offer? Like, no pressure. You can even say, I've said this before, you don't even got to buy right now. Or you don't have to buy. I'm not calling you to sell you. I'm just calling to see what interested you and why you did not decide to go ahead with purchase a service. You will be amazed at some of the things that people say. I've had people where the credit card, when they punched it in, they didn't have their billing address right. So it was a sale. As a matter of fact, I got 2 additional sales right now where the person sent in a live chat and they said that their credit card didn't go through, but they know that they got money, you know, that there's no problem with the credit card. And I said, you got to call your bank because either the billing address didn't match, because our systems watch for that for fraudulent, or some of the time it can trigger to where your bank just says, hey, you're doing this online. We want to just make sure that you're authorizing this transaction. That could be that simple. But you won't even know that if you don't even have the information to call and follow up with them. So don't believe people. I'm so amazed at all of these big time gurus that are making videos and selling programs and stuff, and they never make a big deal about this. It's like in the background, and that is their secret sauce about what they do. They even come at you with new programs and new opportunities. And what is the way that they introduce it to you? They send it to you on email because you're on their list. So you got to get good at running ads. When you run ads and you generate leads, you will know instantly if your ads are working because you will be generating leads. Now, it does not take months to generate leads. The way that I teach people, the way that I do it, is you will know within 2 to 3 hours if your ad is working. If it's not working within 2 to 3 hours, then I tell people what to do. But what you should do is you should just redo that ad to make sure that it's clear and concise and that you're targeting people. But they've even made it easy. You don't even have to worry about the targeting. If you're using Facebook, Instagram, it has AI technology, and it'll use the keywords that are in your ad to target people who might be interested in what you had to offer. So that stuff is out there for you. So on your piece of paper, what you got to do is you got to work your way through this. So you don't worry about learning how to do stuff. Just look at where you're at with your business right now. And you can see if you had something like this in place. If you had something like this in place, could you make that goal of the amount of money that you wanted to make? And if you need help doing it, you know you can hit me up at my website. The link is below this video. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams.